A very good afternoon. I welcome all the dignitaries, panelists, and attendees in this webinar on intellectual property right and design register. I'm going to give a short presentation that why we actually felt the need of design register and why EPCH felt that export fraternity should need a design register and how it will help them. So let's start with the presentation. As we all know, perfecting the design is the first step towards product success for any company dealing in the field of product design and development. A massive amount of resources and time are spent in creating these designs so that these designs can stand out in the marketplace and can catch the eye of the buyers. Quite naturally, our exporter member would like these design rights to be protected so that their precious design and concepts are not stolen by the third parties. Even from time to time in our domestic as well as in our international fair, we have observed that conflict arises in two parties because of the copying or plagiarism of the designs or the articles. So in the past, we were not having any effective tool or we can say platform to tackle these issues. And moreover, registering any design with design registration body is a time-taking process. As Ankit ji said, very clearly mentioned all the aspects regarding registration, trademark, design registration, copyrights. That it usually takes between 6 to 8 months. But in our export fraternity and export world, the design gets old by the season. Each day they produce, as our DG sir said, each day they produce hundreds of designs. So after consulting and after having a stakeholders consultation meeting with various of our members, legal entities, and various other related to the field of design and product development, we came with the concept of design register. So intellectual property right is the next thing, but I think this intellectual property rights has already been covered in great extent by Ankit ji. So I will not going to cover that. But basically, intellectual property is something which you create by your intellect. It gives you a intellect by your mind. So design is also covered by intellectual property rights. So this is a very basic definition of design. So we will also skip this because this has already been covered by Ankit ji. So we will get to know about EPCH design register. What EPCH design register actually is, how it will function. So EPCH design register actually is an online software maintained by EPCH, where the sole objective of EPCH will be to create an awareness among its member exporters only. And this design register will be fully computerized and can be opened only during the conflict resolution process and even in the presence of both the parties and a committee called design register functioning committee. So the design register will be the prima facie evidence in any matter or in any conflict which arises during any international or national event. The design register at EPCH is totally separate and different from the registration of design by the Office of Controller General of Patents, Design and Trademark. Design registered at EPCH is only to facilitate their members, not for like general public. Your rights in design are recognized from the date and time of the application is filed. So sooner you will file the application, the better it will be for the concerned or particular organization. So the design which has already commercially exploited means to say which you have already exported to some country or domestically you have sold that design, that will be not eligible for registering in the design register. A computer generated acknowledgement slip will be given to the after the registration process is over, and it will be having a reference number. That reference number will your code for all future reference related to that particular registered design. So in case any conflict arises, so you will give that reference number to the design committee, and in the presence of both the parties, it will be opened, and in that we will see the whose party interest is vested in that design. So any item which has been earlier registered with any other organization, like controller of design and patents, uh, will have to, that particular person will have to notify EPCS that this has been registered. After that, I am applying for registration. And the registration process will purely work on the process on which the normal registration process of design works. So the material of the end product on which design is used, shape and size of the products, color combination of the products. So these are the things on which pattern, configuration, ornamentation. Now the question arises: what benefits you will get after registering your design with design register? So the officially registering your design means that you are in a stronger position if the third party starts making or otherwise trading in a design that is similar to your own. A design or product registered under the design register at EPCA shall always have a prerogative, means right or exclusive privilege, to establish its claim during all activities or events of EPCH, whether in India or overseas, among EPCH members only. So registered design can be used to stop parallel production or parallel importation. So it always gives a USP to your business, as said already, that you will be have like it will create an image of your business in the mind of buyers, in the mind of your end users. Registering your design registering your designs with registrar of design is usually a tedious process, and it's a very lengthy process. So we try to come it with a very simpler platform and less expensive platform. It will acknowledge your design, and it will also protect and give recognition to intellectual property rights related to that designs. But the most and foremost important thing is, in case of any illegal display exhibit of design at the exhibition, EPCH shall assist the actual or real owner in all manners. Either like in that case, committee will work that the product will be removed from that fair, or until the conflict is resolved, that product will be on hold uh, hold on display during those fairs. So and one more thing, we will maintain a complete confidentiality in relation to the application maintained by EPCH related to that design. So we recommend you should register your design in design register as soon as possible after finalizing the design, and certainly before you disclose the design to the others. We also recommend that you can file drawings of your articles that are as close possible to the actual article that you will be selling. So next question arises: who can apply? So our member exporters can apply. So our member exporters who is having a valid our registration number can apply. So there is a one-time registration fee of 1,000. After that, for each design, we will have 10 rupees. This is a very minimum amount for registering any designs, because as our DG said that we each season we produce hundreds of design, 200 of design each day. So registering all the design with registrar is very tedious, and it's a very even financial loss to the particular organization. So we came with this very simple solution that the member sorry the member should not have any previous use, or the application can be filed alone or by his duly authorized assignee members. So we have also safeguarded the right of our artisans. So we have not excluded artisans out of it. So even artisans can apply for their design, for registering their design under the design register of PPCA. The conditions for registering design for artisans are that artisans should have a valid artisan ID card number. Secondly, this does not guarantee them any membership of EPCA. Artisans having valid artisan ID card will have to submit a certificate of novelty from a EPCH member that this product is novel, this product is new, and this product is created by this particular artisans, and it has not been produced earlier in any form or in any matter by other artisans. So they have to submit a paper of novelty from a registered exporter with us. So how will design register function? So there will be design advisory committee and conflict resolution mechanism. So like well said, Fraser, our design register is like a half panchayat register of our EPCH community. And it will only act in case of conflict between two parties. The intention of design register is to give the real owner the right related to the design or the article. Like how Panchayat have set up people and laid rules for their smooth functioning, we have design register advisory committee. So the design register advisory committee will function for any conflict during any ongoing fair or you can say exhibition. So design register advisory committee decision will be final decision making body in case of any piracy or fraud activity or in any conflict or let's say for an example someone complains about that my design has been copied, my design has been replicated by that particular organization. In that case, this design advisory committee will come in action and in presence of both the parties it will act. The decision of design register committee will be not be prejudiced and it will act accordance with the laid rule by the design register manual. Actually, this is a short presentation. After that, when you will have an access of design register, you will get user manual where you can read all the related information with design register. The design register advisory committee will have all the rights to remove the exhibits or suspend the display of products during the fair or till the resolution of the dispute complaint by the appropriate body. So how we can file the application, how we can register our design on our design register. So these are the basic steps. The first time you need to fill a form of one-time membership form, which will cost you.
We can bring in Mr. Deepak Thakkar here.
Sure,
the technical expert. So he'll
sure.
guide us how to. Mr. Thakkar, are you there? Deepak ji.
I'm here, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Chairman, sir. Good evening, Rakesh and Verma, sir. So I'll come straight on to the point. I'll share my screen and show you a glimpse of how the registration process and other activities would work. Though we have tried to cover most of the aspects in as simple and a user-friendly manner as possible, but we would love to have feedback from the fraternity once they start using it. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see. Yeah,
great. So this is the kind of screen that you'll get to see when you once come on to the landing page of the design register, wherein the registration process will first have to be done up, and to remove two possibilities that the person who's coming on to register on the design register is a member of EPCH, and also that his current membership is renewed and he is like the valid member of the body at the moment. Whenever a person kind of registers and creates his ID, at the same time, whenever he logs in onto the ID, the system of design register will talk at the back end with the EPCH member registration software and pull out all the details to map out if the person who's logging into the system is valid or not. So once when I kind of start using this video, I will stop it at various intervals to explain what are the processes and the activities that we need to do. During the registration process, there is also going to be an online payment part of it, which is going to be different fee structure for the members and non-members. The non-members are the artisans and other design agencies who have been covered in the presentation earlier, but at the same time, their fees is different and that would be moderated by the EPCH before they get to submit their designs and upload their designs on the design register. So once when you start the design process, the registration process, you will have your email ID and your password that has been allocated to you, or you'll be putting in your member number. And once when you put in your membership number along with the CAPTCHA code, you will be taken on to the next page. So this is how the registration page will pull out the details. So once when you've entered the membership page, once when you've entered your membership number, the software will talk at the back end with the membership details at EPCH server, pull out the information and display it in front of you. So here, the information that you can see like name, organization, company name, etc. is already here. The two other aspects that definitely needs to be covered are your GST number and your PAN number. So these are not with EPCH for any and every customer that we have. So we would need the GST and the PAN number also while registering on this particular system. You will have an option to change the email ID as well as the mobile number. So for example, if the company export house is a big export house, and if you don't feel that the owner or the person who's going to be responsible for it is not the same, then you can always use alternate number of your designer or any person who has been entitled to kind of go and upload the designs in the design register. You will also have basic facilities and other aspects available to you, which would also include the changing of the password or change of your mobile number, etc., which is being shown on how the software would look like once when you're trying to enter it into the system. Now I'll pause the system here and try and show you what the screen is for. So one, you have paid a membership fee while you were registering for it, which is like a one-time fee, and that's something which should not be charged to you ever again. Second fee comes in for every registration that you do. And to support that, we would have an online wallet facility. So the minimum amount that you can recharge your online wallet at Design Register is going to be for 1,000 rupees. For every registration, the fee as mentioned earlier is 10 rupees plus 18% GST, which comes to 11 rupees and 80 paisa. That gets deducted from your online wallet. So once when you start registering your designs on the software, you would definitely need an online wallet balance. So after registration, I would request that everybody can go on and charge money onto their online wallet before starting to register the designs on the software. Here you would have a complete statement available for your viewing and downloading at any given point of time, as it's shown in the picture. So this is the screen for the wallet balance. You can go and check out the design transactions. So here what you see are the design transactions, and you can see what were the monies that you had added. So if I look at that particular aspect, I had paid in 3,000 rupees at one date, 1,000 rupees on another date. So these are like the date wise. You will have the complete details available to you. And you would also get a GST enabled invoice whenever you're making any transaction onto the website. Now, this is how a transaction page would look like. So if this is like a case example that we've taken, and you'll get to see, you can download your invoices again if you need, and if you've missed out on, you can check out the invoice number, and you can also check the design number which has been allocated to you. Registration number also comes up on any and every page. Once when you have gone through this, you would also get to see that there are, like, when you have multiple designs or multiple transactions, you would have like different number of entries which are appearing on page. You can segregate the things date wise, or you could even look at the order number and download the particular invoice if you have forgotten or if you have misplaced the earlier invoice with you. You also have a facility of downloading the Excel file on the particular thing. Now, this is the most important part of your design register, wherein we are getting into how you would be registering a design. Now, as I explained earlier, we are talking about 2D, we are talking about 3D. There are multiple features and functionality. There are multiple detailing of any and every product that's needed to kind of ensure that, yes, the product which is being uploaded is unique. You would also have option of uploading pictures to it. And as Sunil mentioned, that you could even upload the hand drawings, which definitely has to have some bit of sizing along with it, which comes closer to the product that you're going to be manufacturing or making at the end of the day. One particular thing which I would want to mention here is that you can add multiple pictures of your product, but you will never be able to delete it. So if I want to call something like an Apple phone today, and tomorrow if I want to come back and change the pictures of the particular product that I registered, I will not have a functionality to remove the earlier pictures, though I would definitely have functionality of adding on more pictures to it as and when my product is taking more shape. So this is how you would be registering your details. You would be selecting what is the material that you want to plan and introduce in the final product. What is the shape of it? What is the dimensions, inputs, outputs of it? What are the colors needed for it? So it just show you a small example of how you can fill up the form. You have facility of putting in the dimensions in various units, starting from feet to centimeters to millimeters. You will have multiple. So if you can see that you have a plus arrow here, which means that if you are creating the same product in multiple dimensions, you can have multiple sizes that can be added over here. It's not a single size. You can even upload multiple sizes. So if you're creating identical product in 3 different sizes, you'll have a feature and functionality to do it over here. Moving forward, you will definitely be selecting the colors that you want on it. What you're seeing now are, there are 2 particular instances which will come up in between, wherein you'll be talking about the novelty of the product and a declaration that you'll be making. So this is the format of the declaration, and this also covers, so the software has a lot of features and functionality which covers it from the patent design part of it, and also includes you into and covers the entire cyber security and cyber law part of it, which ensures that anything and everything that you're doing covers you legally also. Now, this is how you'll be uploading the pictures coming up on the screen. It will always bring you back to your page again and again till the time you're not filled in all the mandatory fields required to register your design. So the first one was NOC, and this is like novelty. The first one was the novelty. This is like the NOC that we have submitted and uploaded on the site. And we have uploaded a picture also for the demo purposes. This is the kind of screen that you'll get to see. So you have the application type, whether it was hard goods 3D or soft goods 2D. You have the date and time on which it was registered. The registration number also features and covers the date and time stamp of it. You will have the category under which you have submitted your form and the subcategory under which you have submitted the form. You have an option to view any and every registration which has been done by you, and you can update it also, or you can take a look at the PDF file that you have for it. So these are the features and functionality which are available on a page which is like the registered designs for you, wherein you can go and check out all the details and inputs that you have filled in. This is how the PDF file would look like. It's a soft copy, so you can even create, we can even give out facility of zoom and other aspects. This is typically the screen wherein we said that you can upload multiple pictures of it. So first we had done up an entry for this particular product. Now we are back onto the product and we want to add more pictures to it. So if the first picture that you had created was a hand drawing, or it was a 3D picture that you had uploaded, which could be a CAD design, now you come back and you want to upload an actual photograph of the product, because those are the things which will help you eventually in case if there is a dispute with any of the fellow exporters. You will have 15 pictures then can be uploaded. So be wise when you are uploading the pictures. So it should not happen that once when your product was ready, you did not have an option of uploading more pictures. So the total number of pictures that can be uploaded on every certificate cannot exceed 15. So just be very, very cautious of what you're uploading here. You can delete or add the number of pictures that you're looking at uploading, and you can submit the file again, or you can just simply go back and update the other design or a particular product that you were looking at. This is how a certificate of that particular thing would look like. When was it registered? What did you do with it? What were the colors? So the entire details of it comes up on the PDF file that we are displaying to you on your screen. This includes the statement of novelty and the NOC plus the pictures that you had uploaded. So a thumbnail of it will definitely come up on your screen in a PDF format. Now coming on to a very interesting part of it, when we spoke about that on the first day at the fair, we had a person who had created a new design, and on the fourth and the fifth day, there were multiple people who were showcasing the same design in their stalls. So now when the design committee comes into action, there are a few things that I would want to make clear here. One, that once you have uploaded the details of this particular software online, nobody would have access to the designs that you have submitted, to the tune of that even when one exporter puts in a dispute against another exporter, still the people at the council would not have access to the designs to compare it at their end. So there is a dispute number which is allocated to the person who is filing in the dispute, which is not available and viewable to the council. They will not be able to check even the dispute till the time the person is not sharing the dispute ID with them. Second thing to be mentioned here is that you need at least 2 administrators simultaneously logging on to the system to verify after putting in the dispute number provided by the disputing party. Besides this, we have given you the basic terms and conditions and about us and other aspects of the presentation, which will make you pretty comfortable with the whole deal. I will stop sharing my certificate and talk a couple of more points related to it. Point number one that we all need to understand is that this entire design register is behind a SSL enabled server, wherein actionables would be that the to and fro data which is going to the server and coming out of the server are encrypted, so you cannot access the system and hack into the system. Second thing, which I earlier mentioned, I'm sorry, I did not mention, but which needs to be highlighted is that this entire software, the front-end user items as well as the back-end items which are related to the administration of the entire software have been validated by a cyber security audit firm, which has gone through and audited the complete part of it, which took some bit of time for us to go back and forth and create a system which is more robust.